So I've been working with the Swing Catalyst force plate now for about 18 months, and before I got it, definitely thought I had an idea of how to make a golf swing. Since having it, just crazy amount of improvement in the golf swing itself and positions, all that stuff, power for sure. I'm 20, 30 yards longer than I was 2 years ago. Um, So, just huge improvements, being able to see all the data and find ways to translate that into the golf swing. My pressure shift has gotten to the point where it's almost perfect, or it's actually really good. My horizontal force, still a little bit late and a little bit too much, but torque force, really learned how to do torque since having this force plate. And then the idea of vertical um, is just amazing what it produces as far as power and accuracy. So learning how to do those things, I've really accomplished a lot of good things in my golf swing here down the line, setup wise, hips over ankles. I like that. Got my butt on a wall here, and these other two lines here are swing plane. So as we go through this, um, club's head still a little bit inside my hands, but a good position. Club head square, going up over my right arm with wrist hinge instead of elbow hinge as much as I can. Still mobility wise limited in my thoracic spine area, so I have to make up some with my elbow, which is what I really want to continue to get better on moving forward. So this continues going back instead of up so much, so I'd rather really see that, you know, handle continue and like continue this way more, so I can get like over that right shoulder, more on this ankle line, or at least closer to that ankle line at the top of the swing, but limited thoracically, so the hands kind of come up a little bit too steep, in my opinion. Here we got the great recenter, so really have pushed into like almost a complete recenter. When we look from face on camera angle, really see the hips or the pelvis get back to the line before we start the downswing, which is great. So right here in a real good attack mode for torque and vertical, the hands start to drop as I move the pelvis through, right hip never getting closer to the ball, right hip pushing towards the target. Good position there with the structure and wrist angles. And so as you can see, I'm 84% right here on my left side, and that's moving back through impact, so that opposing force is kicked in. A really nice way to hit the ball cleanly and powerfully. So low point becoming consistently better as I practice and practice. That low point is what makes pros, right? 0.2 centimeters. They hit the ground the same spot within 0.2 centimeters. But just a lot of good stuff here. One thing I like to point out that I like to show all my students is what setup looks like and what impact looks like. Setup, perfect. At impact, my hands are actually going to go forward and up because of my rotation through the golf ball. So boom. Right? And if you look at pro swings, they all do the exact same thing. Boom, boom. Then another thing I like to point out here is this force vector. Force vector pushing anterior or leaning towards the golf ball. That means I'm pushing towards the golf ball or pushing anteriorly to move everything posteriorly or away from the golf ball. So staying away from the golf ball, for me, that's been a huge accomplishment in my golf swing. So a lot of really cool stuff happening in that golf swing, and we'll take a look at face on in this next clip.